Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you felt you weren't a priority for others? Have you ever experienced a moment when you completed a job well, had a great idea, or did something truly valuable for others, only to receive no credit for it? I know this is hard to deal with. Unfortunately, sometimes, even when you act in the right way, do what's best for everyone, and make yourself available to others, people may not notice or pretend not to notice your true worth. In fact, if you keep trying to please people who don't give you the recognition you deserve, you might end up disheartened. Reversing this situation can be quite challenging. It's undoubtedly an unpleasant feeling, and it becomes even worse when it involves someone close to you, such as family, friends, or a partner. According to Stoic philosophy, we shouldn't expect recognition from others because it's beyond our control, and such recognition may not happen. Therefore, you shouldn't wait for it, as that's a recipe for frustration. But what if I told you there are methods to become a priority in someone's life, to be more recognized? In fact, if you understand and apply what we're about to show you, it's quite possible that this can happen. There are some steps that can help you stay at the top of someone's list. By following these 9 steps, you can ensure that the people you care about feel that you are always a priority in their lives. Now that you understand the problem, it's time to revolutionize your approach by learning the solution. Let's go. Before we begin, I hope you will support us by liking this video to help us spread Stoic philosophy. If you haven't subscribed yet, I suggest you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. Step number 1. Create the fear of losing you. This is one of the most powerful psychological techniques you can use to make someone consider you a priority. People are often more motivated by the fear of losing something than the prospect of gaining it. If you want someone to see you as a priority, you need to make them fear losing you. To do that, start emotionally distancing yourself. Stop sharing your feelings and confidence with them. Begin to balance your time with other people as well. This will make them feel like they're not as important to you as they used to be. It's a very powerful technique, but it must be used with caution. If you distance yourself too much, they may give up on trying to win you back. So, you must use this technique wisely and in balance. Imagine a man named Mike working in a company who has invested a lot of time and effort into his job. However, he never relies on that job to define his self-worth. He always remembers that everything in the world is temporary and can be lost at any time. One day, he received a notice that the company would downsize, and he was at risk of losing his job. Instead of panicking and being fearful, Mike applied Stoic philosophy and began to examine the situation calmly. He realized that he had always been trying to excel in his work and create value within the company. While job loss might happen, he knew that it wouldn't diminish his true self-worth. He continued to seek other opportunities and remained adaptable to any changes. In this case, Stoic philosophy helped him maintain composure and be ready to face life's challenges without being overwhelmed by fear or anxiety about the loss of his job. This is an example of how Stoic philosophy can help individuals objectively assess loss and maintain composure in any situation. Step number 2. Avoid being always available. The term quality over quantity is often applied to various areas of life, and it also applies to relationships. If you aspire to be a priority in someone's life, you may need to become less available. The more available you are, the higher the likelihood of being taken for granted. This doesn't mean you should only be available when it suits you, but if you consistently adapt and accommodate others, it's time to prioritize yourself. Sending the message that you have a life beyond them and that you're not just waiting for them will make them value your presence more. Let's delve into the story of David, a person always ready to help his friends whenever they need it. Whether day or night, he is always willing to listen to their difficulties and problems. David prioritizes his care and support for his friends and is ready to sacrifice time and effort to help them solve any issues. However, after a while, David began to feel exhausted and noticed that his friends seemed to have started taking his presence and assistance for granted. They automatically assumed that David would always be available, and they no longer valued his presence. David felt like he had become someone who was always there and not appreciated. Therefore, David decided to apply the Stoic philosophy of premeditatio malorum to his life. He started managing his time more effectively, set boundaries for his readiness to help, and began prioritizing himself. He didn't stop supporting his friends, but he only did so when he genuinely had the time and the mindset, rather than always being readily available. As a result, David's friends began to understand that his presence and assistance were valuable and needed to be cherished. They realized that David had a life of his own and wasn't entirely dependent on them. This helped create a balance in their relationships and made everyone happier. Step number 3. Maintain some mystery. People are generally attracted to the enigmatic and mysterious. Fascination with the unknown can be captivating and often makes people feel more connected. In the realm of relationships, being a little mysterious can work to your advantage. If you want to be seen as a priority, avoid revealing everything about yourself immediately. Give hints about your hobbies and interests without disclosing excessive information. Answer questions vaguely and avoid delving too deeply into your past. The goal is to keep the other person intrigued and eager to learn more about you. Over time, they will begin to see you as a priority in their lives. A man named Alex had always felt that something exciting and mysterious was missing from his everyday life. He had a stable job, a happy family, and a life worth living. But deep inside, he always felt that something was lacking. One day, while sitting on the beach and gazing into the distance, Alex decided to leave behind his daily life and embark on a journey in search of mystery and excitement. He left everything behind and began his journey with a backpack, a map, and a plane ticket to a foreign place. Alex traveled through places he had never experienced before, met new people, and embarked on adventurous quests. Throughout his journey, he found mystery and excitement in simple things like conversations with local people, admiring natural beauty, and exploring new cultures. In the end, after months on the road, Alex not only found the mystery he was seeking, but also discovered himself more deeply. He has changed, become more confident, and appreciates life more. This story illustrates that seeking mystery and excitement can be not only a physical journey, but also a journey of self-discovery and understanding the true value of life. Step number 4. Allow them to invest in you. This is a delicate step that you must manage wisely and sparingly, because you don't want to push people away, but rather the opposite. Consider the following. Who is more inclined to see you as a priority? Someone who has invested a lot in you or someone who hasn't? The answer is obvious. If you want someone to see you as a priority, you need to allow them to invest in you. This can be done in various ways. For example, let them invest their time in you by turning down plans you know you won't be able to fulfill. Also, show that your time is valuable. Don't always be available and make them wait for you. This attitude will send the message that you're not just anyone, and they need to make more effort to win your time. This will make them see you as a challenge and start to prioritize you. Again, remember that you need to use this technique moderately for it to work. Don't go overboard, or the result may end up being the opposite of what you desire. Imagine you are very close friends with someone. Let's call her Jane. Jane is always ready to help you in any situation, and is willing to take the time and dedication to listen to your issues and thoughts. One day, you feel very busy with work and family life. Jane invites you out to meet and chat. However, you realize that you cannot make it because your schedule is too packed. Instead of outright refusing, you decide to take the time to discuss with Jane and explain the situation. You say, "I really want to meet Jane, but my schedule is really tight at the moment. Can we arrange a meeting later?" This way, you let Jane know that your time is precious too, and you are not always willing to conform to her schedule without considering your own. You create an opportunity for Jane to invest time and dedication in your relationship by demonstrating that you care about both sides. When you do this in a balanced and considerate way, Jane will feel that you are worth the effort and time, and she will see you as a priority in her life. Step number 5. Prioritize your needs. This doesn't mean being selfish. Prioritizing your needs simply means not putting yourself in a position where you're not a priority. For instance, if you know that someone won't treat you the way you deserve, why would you want to be close to that person? By surrounding yourself with people who see you as a priority, you increase your chances of being seen as a priority. It's essential to remember that you can't control another person's feelings toward you. You can only control how you feel about yourself. If you want to be a priority in someone's life, make sure you're a priority in your own life. In a distant past, in a small village nestled amidst lush green hills, there was a man named Marco. Marco was always wholeheartedly devoted to others, always accepting everyone, and rarely saying no when asked for help. However, this led to a situation where he became overly exhausted and had no time for himself. One day, while working in his garden, Marco encountered an elderly woman who was tired and in need of assistance. Marco couldn't refuse and spent many hours helping the old woman complete her task. When the old woman left with a grateful smile, Marco felt happy for having helped someone. However, after that, Marco began to feel stressed and lacked time for himself. Day by day, he worried about others and forgot about himself. The feeling of exhaustion and the sense that he wasn't a priority in his own life overwhelmed Marco. One day, Marco met a long-lost close friend. The friend shared his journey and how he had learned to prioritize his own needs first. Marco listened to his friend and realized that to help others effectively, he needed to ensure that he was also a priority in his own life. Marco decided to make a change, starting to allocate time for himself to relax, learn, and develop his skills. He felt more balanced, stronger, and more confident, and miraculously, others began to see Marco as a priority too. They felt proud to have Marco in their lives and appreciated the help he provided. Marco learned that prioritizing his own needs didn't mean he was selfish, but rather allowed him to help others in the best possible way. He understood that to become a priority in the lives of others, he first had to be a priority in his own life. Step number 6. Don't make them the center of your life. Did you know that people are often attracted to things they can't have? It's true. The more someone feels they need to work for something, the more they desire it. You've probably heard the expression, "The grass is always greener on the other side." This phrase symbolizes people's tendency to be more captivated by what they don't possess. This applies to interpersonal relationships as well, so this 6th step emphasizes that you should keep this wisdom in mind when dealing with other people. It encourages you to maintain a certain distance so that people become more attracted to your presence. This will convey the message that you're not desperate for their attention, and over time, they will value you more. Stoic philosophy is often renowned for promoting profound thinking and focusing on the control of one's soul. A good example of the principle, don't let them become the center of your life, in Stoic philosophy can be illustrated through the story of Diogenes of Sinope, a famous Stoic philosopher. Diogenes led a simple and humble life. He gave up things that many considered important, such as fame, wealth, and social recognition. Instead, he focused on the development of his soul and intellect. Once, Alexander the Great, the ruler of the Macedonian Empire, visited Diogenes and asked him if there was anything he could do to help. Diogenes replied simply, "You can just not stand in my way." He wanted Alexander to remember that fame and power were not important to him, and that he would never let others control his life. This story illustrates that you can live an independent life without depending on the recognition or power of others. It relates to not letting others become the center of your life and instead focusing on the development of your soul and your own values. Step 7. Stop initiating communication all the time. If you often find yourself initiating communication with someone important in your life, it may be time to take a step back. This may seem counterproductive because if you want to become a priority in someone's life, shouldn't you be the one to initiate communication? The answer is no. When you're always the one initiating communication, the other person starts taking you for granted. They get used to your efforts and begin to see you as less important. So, what's the alternative? Simply stop initiating communication and see the result. If the other person truly cares about you, they will make an effort to get in touch. Marcus Aurelius was one of the renowned emperors of the Roman Empire and also a famous Stoic philosopher. Throughout his life he faced many challenges and difficulties, but he always strived to live according to Stoic philosophy and apply it to his decisions and actions. One of Marcus Aurelius's famous quotes is, "Control what you can control, accept what you cannot change." His life was consistently marked by unexpected challenges and difficult wars. However, he always focused on controlling his mind and spirit. Another notable example is found in his book, Meditations, where he writes about visualizing himself before heading into battle and telling himself that even if he doesn't survive the battle, he must still live in accordance with Stoic principles and do his best to the best of his abilities. The story of Marcus Aurelius is a classic example of applying Stoic philosophy in everyday life, and in the context of a life filled with challenges and uncertainties, he demonstrated patience, resilience, and profound thinking, thereby becoming one of the revered emperors in history and a role model for Stoic philosophy. Step number 8. Create your own happiness. If you want to become a priority in someone's life, it's important to create your own happiness and not depend on them to be happy. While it would be great to have someone to rely on who makes us feel good, depending on them for our happiness can lead to disappointment. Furthermore, when we depend on others to be happy, we're not truly living our lives. We're living according to their agenda and priorities, which can lead to resentment. If you want to be a priority in someone's life, it's important to create your own happiness. This will not only make you happier in the long run, but it will also make you more attractive to others because you'll appear more balanced and self-assured. Let's delve into the story of Alex, a man living in a small town that serves as evidence of this. Alex has always dreamed of having an ideal romantic relationship and believed that his happiness depended on finding a perfect partner. He devoted a lot of time and energy to searching for this special someone, but his quest was always met with difficulties and failures. One day, Alex met a local Stoic philosopher. This philosopher shared with Alex the Stoic philosophy of creating one's own happiness independently of others. Alex was initially skeptical, but after further research and applying Stoic philosophy to his life, he began to understand the true meaning of Step 8. Alex decided to stop chasing after relationships and focus on self-development. He learned to enjoy the present life, appreciate the positive aspects he had in his life, and create happiness from within. Instead of relying on others to feel happy, Alex began to generate happiness by exploring personal interests, developing skills, and maintaining a balanced life. Something miraculous happened. Alex not only became happier and more confident, but also started attracting others. People began to notice the positive change in Alex's life, and eventually he met a compatible companion. This story illustrates that creating one's own happiness independently of others can lead to a happy life and attract the people we desire. This reflects the Stoic philosophy of self-regulation of emotions and becoming self-reliant in building our own happiness. Step number 9, be willing to walk away. The idea of walking away from someone we care about can be frightening, but it's an important step. By showing that you're not afraid to walk away, you're sending the message that you won't accept anything less than you deserve. The right person will naturally see you as a priority and make an effort to keep you in their life. Always remember that your part is to do the right thing, which is within your control. Therefore, you should have the awareness that your actions are right in the eyes of others, and by doing this, you should feel good. Don't expect that you will always be credited or recognized, and that people will always give you the value you deserve. Give it time, and people will naturally start to notice you the way you deserve. In Stoic philosophy, Step 9, be ready to abandon, is often understood as being willing to let go of things that are beyond our control and not worth investing our time and mental energy in. One day, John was working at a large technology company and encountered a challenging situation with a colleague. They had conflicts in a project and couldn't reach an agreement. Initially, John felt stressed and wanted to salvage his friendship with this colleague. However, after careful consideration following Stoic philosophy, John realized that he couldn't control how his colleague behaved or thought. John decided to resolve everything by abandoning the effort to change his colleague and instead focusing on his own work. He understood that he had the power to control his actions and reactions. John continued to work diligently and enjoyed his job without letting the situation with his colleague affect his mood. Some time later, John's colleague eventually changed, and they together successfully completed the project. More importantly, John learned that abandonment doesn't mean abandoning others, but rather letting go of things beyond his control to concentrate on his own actions and maintaining inner peace. This story illustrates how to apply Stoic philosophy in everyday life, especially in managing relationships and emotions by focusing on what we can control. Step in reshaping the dynamics of a relationship. It is a declaration that you deserve to be a priority and you're unwilling to settle for less. The right person, one who genuinely values you, will naturally see your worth and make an effort to keep you in their life. This strategy doesn't entail hasty decisions or manipulative tactics. It's a stance that speaks to the importance of self-respect and personal boundaries. By being willing to walk away from situations that don't recognize your value, you inspire others to treat you with the respect and priority you deserve. In essence, this strategy is a powerful assertion of your self-worth. It reshapes relationships by emphasizing the importance of mutual respect and recognition of your significance. It invites others to prioritize you and recognize your true worth. These 9 powerful psychological strategies can transform your relationships and help you become a priority in the lives of those who matter to you. Remember that your journey and life are unique, and other people's priorities may not always reflect your true worth. Instead of allowing these situations to affect your self-esteem, use them as opportunities for personal growth. Prioritize yourself, take care of your happiness and well-being, and others will begin to notice and give you the value you deserve. Even when others don't place you at the top of their list, you can and should give yourself the priority you deserve. This isn't selfishness, it's self-compassion and self-determination. By doing so, you can build healthier relationships, make decisions aligned with your goals, and live a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Below is the conclusion to summarize the 9-step guide on becoming a priority in someone's life. Let's try to follow it through. We've all experienced moments when we feel overlooked or not prioritized. However, it's important to remember that our journey in life is unique, and others' priorities may not reflect our true worth. Instead of letting these situations affect our self-esteem, we can use these moments as opportunities for personal growth. The key is to prioritize ourselves, take care of our happiness and well-being. Eventually, others will start to notice us and give us the value we deserve. Remember that even when others don't put you at the top of their list, you can and should prioritize yourself. It's not selfish, it's self-respect and self-determination. By doing so, we can build healthy relationships, make decisions aligned with our goals, and live a more fulfilling and meaningful life. What steps are you considering in your journey to become a priority in life? How do you think you will incorporate these stories into your own life? Please share your thoughts, aspirations, and your journey of self-discovery in the comments below. Let's spread inspiration and learn from each other in this philosophical exploration. I hope you enjoyed the article, and I appreciate your participation. Until next time, keep up the curiosity, persistence, and never stop seeking knowledge. Thank you for watching this video. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Of the 9 powerful psychological strategies, which one impressed you the most? Please share in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it with those you think could benefit from it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We hope you'll continue to follow us and learn and grow together. If you want to learn more about personal development and self-improvement, check out the 2 recommended videos on the screen. See you soon on your journey to becoming a priority in the lives of those who matter most.